Hey guys, this is Shannon with Bare Metal Tech, and welcome to...
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box? Now, this is a special series where we basically want to share with you, as we get things in from the mail, we get in new products for you guys to check out. We kind of want to give you a sneak peek of the new stuff coming up soon. Things we're going to be making videos on, things we're going to be testing, benchmarking, abusing, kind of just, really beating on and showing the quality of them. Well, when we get them in, and it's something we want to share, we're going to go ahead and create one of these
What's in the box?
videos. It's actually a little disturbing, but I digress. We're going to dig into this one from our friends at ASUS and see exactly what they got. Now, because ASUS labels the outside of the box of what it is, I kind of already know, but I will tell you that this thing is very awesome. Let's go ahead and jump into it now. Now, the first thing we're going to do, as you can see, I have not opened this yet, so if it shows up in 100 pieces, that's FedEx's fault. Yeah, FedEx. So, come on, FedEx. I mean, it arrived. That's a good start for shipping, so. Ooh. And by the way, I was really hoping for a Matrix 28 Ti because that one with the integrated water cooler is really sick. But this is by far something I have greatly needed. And for those of you that have followed along, know the trials I've been dealing with my 2990WX and the existing boards I have, which do not, the VRMs are not super happy with exactly how the chip wants to, nom some power. So with this thing needing a ton of power with the new 32-core chip, I was really stoked to talk to ASUS about this board. I wasn't quite aware it was going to arrive this quickly. I'm certainly not complaining, but let's go ahead and dig in and see what this thing is since, we have it here. Because when it comes down to it, I have had this for a fair bit. That's 2990WX, 32 cores, 64 threads of computing power. Just raw damn muscle. And when I put it into my Gigabyte Gaming 7 board, it'll do it, but when I put heavy renders and stuff on it, the VRM basically goes, yo bro, this isn't what we're made for. This is not cool. The 1950X, it's YOLO, it'll do it no problem. But when you throw the 32 core in there, the Gaming 7's yo, pump the brakes. This is not cool. It does not like playing this game with me. And I'm really looking forward to throwing this thing into some production work, editing some of the videos you're seeing here, versus my main gaming/editing rig, which is only a 14-core Intel chip right now. So who knows what the future will bring, but right now I have 7940X overclocked best I could, full monoblock motherboard block cooler. This one, I'm really looking forward to seeing if this thing can cut down some render times, chew through some of that footage, and give me a separate system specifically for editing these videos. And this board very well may be the one that does it. Well, presentation-wise, I can tell you, so far, the VRM goes damn near across the top of the whole board. Let go of the board. Mine. Okay, this board is heavy as hell. This board's got to be close to 5 pounds. Okay, see all those trips to the craft store with my wife? For once, they paid off. Don't let her know I said that though. But the craft store, I got an art easel thing that I use for holding motherboards because it's not rough enough that it'll tear anything up. I actually like that ASUS they actually did 2 small fans up here in the VRM cooler I'm now seeing, and they connected it straight to a motherboard header, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. Holy crap, this is a monstrous board. I kind of want to tear into the accessories to show what it comes with, but it's got slots for days. The slot spacing is not super crazy, but that's okay. This is going to pretty much be a rendering / high-end rig. This is definitely wider. Yeah, the last hole is here. So if you look at this board, it's definitely one of those EATX, enthusiast ATX boards. So the last ATX hole for mounting is right here. So you've got an extra 1.5 inches probably on that. So wowzers. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this board comes with. Yay, stickers. Everybody needs stickers. Everybody. Don't take that personally, ASUS. I'm just chucking the stuff out of the way, the packaging. Okay, stickers. That's interesting. They have like an insert that tells you that your system could become unstable due to the Intel 9260 Wi-Fi driver. So some special steps there. Definitely if you get this board, pay attention to that. That could be problematic for you if you're not. Yay! I love these. I love ASUS does this. I really wish more people did. Drivers on a USB thumbstick. Thank you, ASUS. Every other board manufacturer, MSI, Gigabyte, ASRock, BioStar, I think you still make motherboards. All of you, any of you seeing this, please pay attention to this. This is so amazing. Using a optical driver, having to go download them. I mean, having to download the newest ones, meh, okay. There's some merit to that. I will definitely say that you can benefit from having some of the newest drivers, especially with like graphics cards. But things like motherboards, you know, where chipset drivers aren't necessarily native, and sometimes you might grab the wrong one for people that like ease of installation. Having a USB stick, that's just sick. That's so good. Wow, this thing has a lot of M2s, which means a lot of M2 screws. Front panel quick connect. Screws for something. I'll just pretend like I know what those are for because I have no idea because the bags are never labeled. This is actually really sick. I like this a lot because I tend to mess with storage a whole bunch. And originally, ASUS did the DIMM.2, which is a M.2 dual solution that goes into what looks like a DIMM slot right up here. This is DIMM.2, has integrated coolers now. I really like it. I saw this in the Maximus Extreme. What was that? The Maximus 11 Extreme, the Zenith 390 board. This is really cool. I like that it actually fits a profile like a standard DIMM now, so that's kind of really neat. I like the fact that it's still dual-sided. It has the ability to run 2 M2s, and depending on the board, like for instance, where you have limited PCIe on the Maximus Extreme, it'll actually pull PCIe lanes for that, which is nice because PCIe M.2 is always awesome. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm not going to take you through all of the wonderful inclusions of documentation because most of you probably never look at that stuff anyway. I know I don't until I screw something up, then I read the instructions hoping somehow you'll have a saving grace to fix me because I do dumb things with components on occasion. Wi-Fi Bluetooth antenna, that's cool. Matter of fact, what Wi-Fi Bluetooth is on here? Let's just take a look, even though I know it's 9260, just so we're on the same page. Bluetooth 5, 802.11, ABGN, 9260, so basically up-to-date, good Wi-Fi. We're not going to go too deep into that one. Holy SATA cables and all kinds of other crap. Let's see. What in the blue hell? Well, this is interesting. Hold on one sec. We got to figure out what this is because there's a cable that came in here that's actually quite interesting. Okay, ASUS, thus far you have stumped me. We will have to revisit this momentarily. There is an adapter cable that is a 6-pin PCIe to flat, smaller 6-pin. I'm hoping this goes to another device, otherwise I am completely lost and I might actually have to pull out that manual I was talking about. We don't want to watch me read a manual. We've got RGB extension cables, thermal probes that you can run all over your case to see how things are going, a different addressable RGB extension cable, a couple braided nice SATA cables in case you actually still use SATA-based drives that are not M2. That's kind of cool. I like that they have black braiding on them. And then they have some standard like rubberized plastic SATA cables. And we're not even close to the end yet. There is, looks like this might be like a node style cable. Yeah, there's a cable. Yeah, this is a node cable, so that is interesting. More SATA cables. This is the most SATA cables I think I've ever seen come with a board before. This comes with a screwdriver. Dual function screwdriver. I feel like, okay, that's cool. Ah, okay, now it makes more sense, I see. So we have node in, node out. And this is probably one of the first node devices I've seen. Just to get this out of the way, they do have a HB, high bandwidth SLI bridge. So, this is a fan extension card, which many of you have probably seen with ASUS boards. This is the new fan expansion card. This is really, really interesting. It has mounting holes, which now explains what the 5 screws are for. You can mount it somewhere. It looks like actually it'll fit into an SSD bay. I'll confirm that later. And it's got a node in and node out connector. So node in, node out. It's got all kinds of different extended fan headers, along with, looks like, different temperature probes, even RGB connectors. Wow. So basically now you're going to be able to use, it looks like, the software to control, like through the Aura Sync and things like that. You'll be able to use the previously mentioned node connector, which is a specialized ASUS connector they made that you can connect to specific devices. This is a fan extension card, which normally was just a small card with a special header on the board that allow you to control fans, water pumps, what have you. This now has its own TPU chip on it, along with some other stuff. Production coordinator Pixel is trying to get to tape on a box. Hey, knock it off. Silly cat. If you're going to come here, at least come here and be on camera. Don't try to eat stuff while I'm recording. This is what happens when you have cats. Especially when you record with them in the room. So, this expansion card is kind of cool. It's kind of an update to the original. Has a 6 4-pin, looks like 4-pin extension PWM fan headers, which is nice. And having that, now that 6-pin comes into play, because that 6-pin connector that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, I didn't know what it was. That connects to here, so that means you have plenty of amperage to drive pretty much any fans you want, along with any RGB. There's 3 different RGB headers. I think we'll have to take a look at this and see exactly what interface they are. I think they're just standard RGB non-addressable, but I will confirm that later on. Overall, this is really interesting. I mean, it's a very, very feature-packed set of accessories. So now in order to, now we're not going to do a full review of the board. We'll do this later after we do some testing on it, so we could talk about performance, we could talk about everything functions, but I still feel like, you know, I don't want this to be one of those lame unboxing videos where it's just like, hey, here's the goodies inside. So what we're going to do, I'm putting everything probably back in the wrong place. Worst unboxing video ever. This has turned from mail day to unboxing day. Okay, this can all go back in here. You get bags. You get bags. You all get bags. Oh, Lordy. You get a USB. You get manuals. You get to close. Please close. Yes, thank you. And ta-da! Look, it disappeared. It's gone. It's like vapor. All right, so now we have the motherboard. God, I'm afraid to move this thing. It's like it's gargantuan. I feel like I should be wearing gloves or something. I'll get that up later. Ashley's gonna see this video and she's gonna be like, "You're just blowing stuff all over the floor." It's gonna be great. So this thing has slow mode switches, LN2 mode jumper, because you know that's definitely gonna be a thing. This board is insane. Hey, Dobby. This board is pretty insane. So what we could see right off the rip here is that, we'll go ahead and peel this back a little. You have a small screen right there. Now, one thing I will note is if this is anything like previous plastic covers that ASUS has had on the boards, especially recently, they scratch very easily. That's why I'm leaving the plastic over this. because just wiping it down to like de-dust it with like a microfiber cloth can literally leave a bunch of hairline scratches, and then it looks really bad. And I still want to do a nicer like close-up video kind of showing the componentry. We're going to dig into the VRM later, see exactly what this thing's built out of, because this thing just arrived this morning and I was super stoked. Obviously, I am just as stoked as if I would have gotten the, as if it would have been the card. Actually taking both, that would have been sick. The 28 Ti Matrix, but this thing is just obscene. And what I love is ASUS knows they're dealing with a ton of heat from the VRM, so they have dual fans right here. I'll make sure we get a close-up shot of that so you can see. Also, I can kind of count back here the power stages. I hear the cat getting into something. 1, 2, 3, oh my goodness. Too many power stages, far too many. We will definitely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Potentially, I can kind of count like 16. So I'm guessing this will be 8-phase doubled. I'll have to dig in to see. But I don't know if I have, do I have a screwdriver handy? You know what? We'll dig into that on another video, because I feel like this, the Zenith Extreme Alpha kind of really deserves the proper treatment of actually going through everything and checking it out. This thing is just absolutely insane, guys. I really hope you're stoked for this, because I have been kind of, I don't want to say I've been holding off. I've been waiting on fully testing the 2990WX right here until I had a proper board for it. The Gaming 7 just wasn't doing it. The Gigabyte board, and that's no love lost to Gigabyte. I mean, they made that board when the 950X came out. I'm not sure if the insane capability of the 2990WX, they basically twice the amount of cores, twice the dies. So instead of, 4 CCXs, 2 dies, now you have 8 CCXs, 4 dies. So way more to deal with, a lot more going on, a lot more power to deliver. I just don't know if the Gaming 7, honestly, I never talked to them about whether it was actually planned, because I imagine it probably wasn't, just based on the fact that running a heavy render for like half an hour, the thing would really start to show signs that it was not designed for it. The Gaming 7, just, it's a great board. It's done great with my 950X 16-core processor, not a problem in the world. But when you put 32-core, it's just not designed for it. And I think that's why Gigabyte actually re-released a new board, the Extreme, the X3 Aorus Extreme, which I might still be getting, so then we can put a heads up with this guy and see exactly how it performs. But it's got a lot to live up to if what I'm seeing is what it is here so far from ASUS. I really hope you're excited. We're going to have a lot more content coming on this guy. Yay, we can actually test 2990WX now that we got this bad boy, and possibly other boards in the future. But I hope you're stoked. I know I am. This is a badass board. I'm really looking forward to putting it under the fire, so to speak. We're going to take 2990WX, crank it up without water blocking the heatsink. I want to see, or without water blocking the VRM. I want to see exactly how this board will stand up with its VRM. Does the VRM cooler get super noisy? Because ideally, my 2990WX will eventually make a permanent home in a render rig, which means the videos that I'm producing for you now, like I said earlier, will ideally potentially be being pushed through that, unless I find another or more apt solution. And thus far, I think especially with its ability to run ECC RAM, means I can have a workstation style setup where I could potentially have some very good performance and workstation benefits, and that's something for a future video. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of
What's in the box?
And I hope you can join us next time. Feel free to like, subscribe. If you don't like this content, you don't like what we did here, please feel free to thumbs down it, but also let me know down in the comments, why don't you like it? What do you want to see? What could I do better? Let me know what kind of videos you want to see going forward. And once again, guys, I know that you guys have lots of options on YouTube as far as the content you can take a look at, videos you can see, what you spend your time watching. So I truly appreciate you taking the time and spending your time watching mine and interfacing with me. And I would even appreciate even more a like, a subscribe, and also comments down below on what you would like to see next. What's cool, what's not cool, what are you excited to see, what's coming out you want to see. Because sometimes maybe I'm not so stoked to cover something, but if you guys really want to see it, I'll reach out and see if I can get one so that you guys can get some cool content and we can take a look at it together. Thanks a lot for joining, guys, and have a great day. If you like what you see here and you want to get the newest content from Bare Metal Tech right away, be sure to subscribe, tick the bell, go to our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, give those a like, join the community so that you will see not only the newest content going up, but also some behind the scenes as we release pictures of new stuff or even some behind the scenes small video clips showing some of the bloopers, fun stuff we do here, along with the newest stuff we are playing with that'll be coming out in videos soon.